Hey everybody, it's Adam with the Hurry Up, and I know I was going to give you an AFC West preview, but I have to give you an NFC West preview because I was thinking about it yesterday, and boy, oh boy, who that NFC West team from last year went to the playoffs at 7-9, 7-9, a losing record went to the playoffs last year from that division. Well, here's my division winner. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say the St. Louis Rams. Here's why. Here's why they may win the division at 8-8, but I look around that division, and yes, the Cardinals got better with Cobb, and maybe those two fight it out for the division, and maybe from those two I see a winner. But I look over at San Francisco, and I wonder. I was sitting with a friend the other day. I was watching some highlights back in the day of the 49ers. And I was like, wow, what a prestigious franchise. What a winning franchise. And now I look at them, and they're borderline joke. And it's not even that they're a borderline joke. Let me rephrase that. It's their quarterback play is a borderline joke. They went from Steve Young, they went from Joe Montana to Steve Young to Jeff Garcia to a bunch of no names. I mean, heck, I'll even throw Elvis Gerback in there if 49ers fans want that. To now Alex Smith, who's a bust. I mean, he's got some potential, but at this point, at this day in the game, he reminds me of Jason Campbell. And we'll get over to you, Jason Campbell, in the next segment. But, whew, man, 49er fans, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. You know, if you're a Giant fan, you have a quarterback now, but you were waiting for the day to get Kerry Collins, who, by the way, is back in the NFL, playing with the Colts. But there was days we had Dave Brown, Danny Cannell, Kent Graham. Yeah, you remember those days, Giant fans. Jet fans, you didn't have a quarterback for a while, too. Remember Glenn Foley? Does he even exist anymore? But getting back to the NFC West, whew, Alex Smith. That defense is pretty good. I like Frank Gore, and Patrick Willis is a great leader on defense. You know, I got Burton Davis. And I just feel bad for that team because you really realize that the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. You know, let's go to the St. Louis Rams for a second, the winner I picked. They got Sam Bradford. I think their defense is just rounding into form. They're starting to put some pieces together. They have a good running game. You know, Sam Bradford showed a lot for a guy last year. And we tend to forget that he was in a draft class with Colt McCoy and all those guys because there was such a drop-off in talent. Although I do like Colt McCoy. But it's funny to see a guy like Sam Bradford do well. And that's why I'm going to pick them to. I don't think he's going to have a Matt Ryan type season. I don't think he's going to go crazy, but I think he'll be effective enough for the St. Louis Rams to take that division. On to the next team. We've talked about the 49ers. We talked about St. Louis. We'll go into Arizona. Arizona, you're the dark horse of the division because we really don't know what you got. You know, you go to a winning team, then a losing team. Then a winning team, then a losing team. It's like, hey, make up your mind. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. But now you have a quarterback, so now your excuses for losing can't be blamed on your signal calling. You have a guy you locked up for 8 years, $100-something million. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson. I know he got paid. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald he's a Hall of Fame talent. I'm not going to make his bust quite yet, but he's good, really good. You can argue that he's the best receiver in the league. Some say Andre Johnson, some say him, but whoever you talk to, he's the best receiver. My question to you is your defense really that good, and do you have enough pieces around him and around Cobb to make the successful jump to the top? So this division's a little bit off, you know, with the top two teams not really having too many weapons. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald can take over a game by himself. We all saw that before. So St. Louis, you may have some competition, but I'm picking you guys for that division winner. Now, my last team, the team that won the division and represented the NFC West, the Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations, Seattle. You did a great job. But you have a quarterback who left his school because they had controversy to come coach you guys. You got a quarterback who couldn't even beat out Gus Frerotte. Gus Frerotte, the guy who hit himself into a concrete barrier on a Monday Night Football game and injured himself in a game. That Gus Frerotte. Yes, that man. Couldn't beat him out. Then last year, You didn't have anybody that good on your team. You had you Brett Favre, and you couldn't direct. I mean, my God, you had Brett Favre, old Brett Favre, who you couldn't beat out. And then when you did get in the game, you didn't do much to warrant a starting job. That's why Minnesota didn't ask you back. They're like, oh, you know what? We don't want any returns. All sales final on free agency. So Seattle, you're stuck with him. But I don't understand why you got him when you got Charlie Whitehurst and you paid him $1 million plus to be your backup. You don't pay a backup that much money and sit him on. But you don't do a trade like that to get somebody. I mean, the Giants did a trade for Sage Rosenfels, proven backup. You guys did a backup that wasn't even proven in San Diego, but you got it. So you're stuck with Tavares Jackson. Good luck with that. Sidney Rice is great. Good receiver. I think he needs a quarterback that's competent too. You have a running game. You have a receiver. You almost have the triple play, or the triple threat they call it. I don't know so much about your quarterback. It's preseason, and he looks like he's a rookie still. So if I'm the GM of the Seattle Seahawks, I'm kind of scratching my head like, why did we pick this guy up? What has he done for me lately? I'll let you guys contemplate that. But this has been the Hurry Up. I had to get this off my chest. AFC West will be coming to you next week. I definitely will break down those teams a little bit for you and pick my winner out of there. So the winner of the NFC West, going out on a limb, going to pick a dark horse. I'm going to go with St. Louis, although I feel Cardinals are going to make a strong push. Seattle, you need to find yourself a quarterback. And then maybe we can talk about you winning the division. That's been the Hurry Up. You guys have a great weekend. If you're on the East Coast, stay dry.